Hi, I like my grimace shaken, not stirred. Pineapple honeydew delight.
I was not
That was funny.
I was not prepared for that. That was so funny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we gonna do it again or
No.
Okay. I heard as soon as I came. Oh my god.
And this is Sidebar, the Mixed All-Stars review show. Period.
Sidebar, sidebar, sidebar. Okay.
So this is the first episode that we're shooting post Max editing the episode. So if you've seen a jump in quality, just know that Max is editing them now.
Because the past 2 weeks have been him editing them.
I'm saying this is the first time that we
No,
are filming one,
knowing he's gonna edit it.
knowing he's gonna edit it.
Right, he's gonna keep all this in too.
Yes. Max has been editing. He episode. I episode on him.
Huh?
There's no way.
Episode.
So Max edited episode 3 and 4, and this is episode 5. But this is the first time that we're filming one, seeing that he's edited them. So if you've seen the jump in quality and it being like very funny, that's because Max took over the editing, and I did not edit them. So
Finally.
So
the challenge this past week was Snatch Game.
Snatch Game.
An iconic challenge, if there ever was one. And so the 6 competitors had to impersonate celebrities in 2 groups of 3, and the person actually asking them questions and hosting the Snatch Game was
me.
Pineapple Honey Delight, which is so good that she has such a good inside scoop because I was not there.
Yeah,
so.
I know. It literally was like Omega couldn't be there, and somehow I weaseled.
I was walking in a fashion show.
Oh, right.
I was walking in a fashion show.
Right.
Here, Max, include a video of me walking in the fashion show. So the only insight I will be able to provide is the character that each contestant plays, and that is it.
You know what I have? It.
The way that we did it was like the All-Star Snatch Game of Love. So I was on stage, and then there was 3 competitors. There was 2 groups, and they were impersonating a character and also trying to answer my questions, which I'm pretty sure they were able to prep for the questions in advance, because some of them had notes and like. Some of that, like, I'm pretty sure that they knew the questions, but obviously they didn't know which questions I was going to give them, and I didn't know either. I had them in a bowl, and I just pulled them out.
Gotcha.
And Jade said that there were some questions in the bowl that were labeled improv that I'm assuming she didn't give them. And she was like, oh, if you pull one, ask it, but, like, don't count it toward, like, their 3 questions, but I never pulled any. So both groups just got 3 questions that they were able to prepare for.
Gotcha. So group 1, we had Carmen LaShawn as T.S. Madison. We had Michaela Moon as Big Ange.
Yes.
And we had Miss Wanda as a goldfish cracker.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right for Miss Wanda.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where she's gonna jump.
Yeah. So I also got to pick my like winner of each group, kind of how they do, like when they get to pick who they would date. So both of my winners, I don't know how much it affected, but my winners were the top 2 of the week. So they didn't really play off of each other at all. I definitely feel like the first group was the weaker group, unfortunately. Carmen LaShawn as T.S. Madison was my favorite overall of everybody, I think. She was really funny. She was really engaging. She was trying to like, I'm pretty sure she took a selfie with me on stage, which I would like to see. Like, she had her phone out.
Carmen, send Pineapple.
Yeah, Carmel. She was really funny, and it seemed planned and also improv. So that was really good. Michaela Moon as Big Ange, I thought she was really good. I didn't know really that I guess that she did look like Big Ange, but Big Ange is just kind of like, she was in like a black dress and like a brown wig. She had the voice down. I thought it was funny. My issue with Michaela was she had the microphone too far away from her face, and so like we couldn't really hear it. I could hear it though, and they were funny. but like the audience wasn't really hearing it, and I was like, if she would have moved the microphone closer, I feel like she would have done a lot better. And then Wanda was funny. It was a little like, I think that she was doing the thing that sometimes people do in Snatch Game where they do something so off the wall so that they can almost create a character, but then they aren't really sure what the character is that they're creating. And it literally was like, I didn't know that she was a goldfish cracker or if she was like a fish. I thought it was a nice idea, but I think that she was probably the weakest for me in the Snatch Game overall.
Yeah.
I think she just got she had too big of an idea and she didn't really narrow it down in a good way. She also couldn't hold the microphone because her arms were in like her costume. So like Michaela had to hold the microphone for her. And then since Michaela wasn't sure how close to hold the microphone, I don't really think you could hear Wanda that well either.
Oh God.
But my pick, who I chose to date from the first group, was Carmen LaShawn as T.S. Madison.
So group 2, we had Sappho LaFay as Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror. We had Timorous as Dr. Phil.
Yes.
And we had Comatose Wintour as Jade Uzumaki out of drag.
Which was very funny. So for me, the second group was by far the stronger group. They were playing off of each other. They all had really great energy. They all were really funny. My top picks, I was going back and forth between Comatose and Sappho, just because Comatose was doing such a great job and was so funny. But it was kind of like I had to take myself out of it because Comatose impersonates Jade all the time. And so a lot of it was like stuff I'd heard, but I was like, okay, if I wasn't so close with Coma, I wouldn't have heard it, and it was really funny. I thought Sappho was really good. She stayed in character, but she was like answering the questions with references from the movie, but also was able to like improv and everything. And then Timorous as Dr. Phil was the same. I think Timorous was the weakest of the group, just from like a confidence level kind of standpoint, but was not weak, like wasn't like the bomb of the group. It was just like Coma and Sappho were so strong that Timorous like faltered, but the group overall was so good. But I think I ended up choosing Comatose because the characters seemed planned and intentional and like a character, but also Coma was just like having fun with it. And it seemed like Sappho was too, but Sappho was like very, very in character to the point where like some of the improvs, I don't know, were coming like so naturally. Comatose was just having a fun time and doing a great impersonation, but also just being funny. So that was it.
Cool.
I
want to just like give like, wow.
Yeah. Okay.
And that Max can just like edit them in between all of these.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. Cool.
Oh no.
Work.
Runway time, runway time, runway time, runway time.
So category on the runway was Be For Real.
Which is why we're in our furry looks.
No, not furry looks, but looks with fur.
Omega made this outfit, and
I made this outfit today.
And this look is also Omega's.
Yeah.
So this dress is Omega.
It is mine by way of Jade.
Anyway.
Okay, so we forgot to mention Jade's look from last week when the category was Trash and Show.
Yes.
So we're gonna do that now. Here's a picture of her look from the Trash and Show. She made it out of Little Caesars pizza boxes and garbage bags. And I fucking hate her.
It was so good.
She turns it every time and it's starting to really kind of piss me off. I'm glad that she's back to like getting really creative with her looks, because I feel like season 2 of Mix Effort, she sort of like had these incredible ideas, and then when it came down to like actually getting them done, things kind of went wrong.
Yeah.
But like she's back in her like creating really sickening drag.
Yeah, it's really
era,
cool.
And
she had like the letters you arranged. So I know one of like she had like a watch that said it's penis time.
Yeah,
or something.
she had earrings that said like pussy and
but like cut like serial killer
the serial
style.
killer color. Yeah. So I mean Jade, absolutely cunt. So cunt. And now we're gonna talk about her look from this week.
Yeah.
Be For Real, which is this outfit. And once again, it's so good.
It's so good.
And I know that this wasn't her initial plan, and she sort of put this one together very last minute, but it is
But I liked it.
so good.
Yeah. She was like a cave woman style, like she had like bones and like it was
Like
really
from her
cool.
brow bone and stuff, you could tell that she was like
Oh, because you know.
Neanderthal. Yeah, right.
So first up, we have Carmen LaShawn taking the runway in this kind of blue sequin gown with the blue, is it like foxtail?
Yeah.
Kind of
Like a whole
wrap.
bunch of them.
Yeah.
Like a shawl.
Yeah. It's really pretty. I really like it. To me, it's a standard kind of pageant look. And I get that there's fur on it, but I almost wanted the fur to be the center. I think if she was gonna do like a pageant look, I think if she would have recreated like a pageant garment but had it made out of fur or like something, or like really taken this one as a way to step out of the comfort zone. It is really, really pretty and it's a really nice polished look, but it to me just seemed like she had a dress that she put fur on instead of like, this is my fur look.
Right.
You know?
I agree. I feel like it's, yeah, like you said, it was just sort of, it's a very pretty blue gown. I feel like with the category, a category as broad as something like fur, like a material, I feel like when you take that material away, there should be like almost nothing left to the look. Or like the look doesn't make sense. If you take the fur off of this look, it's still a very pretty dress. So I think that it was just like a little too safe for this runway, unfortunately. So unfortunately, I am gonna have to punt this look.
I am going to cunt this as a look, but I'm going to punt this for the runway.
Maybe one or the other.
No, well, I like it. I like the look.
This dress for the category. I love this dress.
Yeah, for the category, it's a punt for me because it does very much like. It doesn't even look like dress that you modified for fur. It looks like
dress you put fur on.
Dress you. She said, "I have this foxtail. What dress do I have that matches?"
Right.
And she looks outstanding. But
she does.
I'm gonna punt it for this runway.
Me as well. Next we have. Next up we have Michaela Moon, and Michaela did a. Oh my god, this look is so fucking cool. She made this full look, and it is a full gown of multiple different colors of fur. And she made like a boa almost out of the
worms on a string.
Worms on a string that she also made out of different colors of fur. This is like one of the coolest looks I've ever seen from Mick Zephyr, period.
It's incredible.
It's so cool, and the fact that she made it herself is like, makes it even cooler to me.
And it also, I forgot that this look was even coming, and this kind of like fur gown is literally what I was just saying, like Carmen should have done.
Right.
Sorry, Carmen. If she didn't have the worms, the dress is still really pretty, and the dress could have walked the runway, but just having the boas be the worms on string is like so cool, because like who thinks of that? When you think of fur, you think of like, there was a lot of animal, there was a lot of like fur coats and everything, but like a fucking worm on the string, it's genius. It's so good.
Right, and like I was saying earlier, like if you take the fur away from this look, it's just a corset.
Yeah.
Well, and the earrings are matching worms on a string. This is so cunt.
It's very cunt.
It's a cunt.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's very good. Next up on the runway, we have Miss Wanda. She's walking down in this zebra print, giant boxy jacket thing. It was
super high shoulders, like with this like cybernetic like jaw jewelry moment.
It's very cool. I really liked it. We were all thinking it was gonna be some kind of a reveal as it was walking, but it wasn't, which is not like points away. I think it's kind of cool that she had us all anticipating and that it was gonna be a reveal, and then she said no, which maybe there was something underneath it that she would have revealed for the lip sync.
Oh,
or
that's
something.
possible.
You know what I mean?
So when I was backstage getting ready with them, and she originally had a dress that she was wearing underneath it, that she was just like, she just wanted to have something underneath this big jacket, just like for the look. But I literally told her, I was like, I think people are gonna think you're gonna reveal, and then you're not. So I would just take the dress off and just have just have the jacket. I think that that's cuter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she did, and I really like this look.
I really like it too. Also,
and
she made it. She made it.
It is so fucking cool.
It's very cool.
It's like giving very Victor and Rolf tea, which is so cool to have like a modern fashion reference. I really like this look.
I really liked it too.
It's cunt.
It's cunt.
Next we have Sappho LaFay. Sappho was in this trench, like a black trench fur coat that with like a matching hat and boot covers that revealed two like heart-shaped pasties and like a little cover downstairs made of fur.
A little cellar door. I really like this look. I think it's cool. I think it's a direction that we don't see Sappho go in, this like Russian hooker kind of story. Right. I think it was different for like the runway if you look at everybody together. I think it was a little bit simple. And I've never okay, so when people do like their body as an outfit and people are like, that's not an outfit, that's just your body. Like, I think it is. I think it's a good look. I like it when like it's a reveal and it's like the pasties and everything. I think what maybe is making this not so shocking is the fact that Sappho does these like burlesque reveals very often. And so having her walk down in like a giant coat and then you can see her legs and then she revealed like just a pasties, it's kind of like all right, this is a different interpretation, but it's very something that like we've seen before. It just doesn't have like the shock factor to me as like when a couple weeks ago when Comatose did the same thing. Because Comatose is very covered up in drag, and so when they did the reveal, that was like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I like it. It's a cool look. It's a nice concept. She looks great. I think it was missing that like wow factor for me.
Right. For me, I feel like in like a similar vein with Wanda, I feel like with Wanda, I thought it was a reveal the whole time and then it wasn't. Mm-hmm. Whereas this one, I thought it was a reveal the whole time and then it was, which was like a little disappointing. And I feel like reveals that you can see coming like night and day are just not my favorite in terms of like a runway look. I feel like I would have just preferred... Stop! When it's a runway look, I feel like you either needs to be so like hidden as a reveal that you would have never seen it coming, or just don't do a reveal at all.
It was like as soon as you walked out, you could see it.
And honestly, part of me knew like what she was wearing underneath. I feel like I could sort of just guess what she was wearing underneath. Yeah. Which, unfortunately, is going to be a punt for me.
I think it's going to be a punt for me too. Next up on the runway, we have Timorous. Timorous is wearing this like a stuffed rabbit, like the Velveteen rabbit, but with like boobs and like these long
harnessy chains.
Yeah. And, it was so cool. And I thought it walked really well. Like I thought it looks good on the runway.
It's a full gown.
Full gown.
Like
full
to
H
the
to
floor.
T, to the floor.
The dress goes to the floor, the ears go to her ass.
Yeah, the ears are really long.
Inches.
Oh my
God. I feel like this is a really cute look. It doesn't necessarily fit her super well in like the bodice area and like the waist area. I really like the concept of it. The ears being so stupidly long is so fun. This is gonna be a cunt for me though.
Yeah, it's good.
I do like this look, and I think that it's very well made. And last up we have Comatose Wywin Tour. Comatose did this sort of like dominatrixy, Cruella de Vil look, and she had our good friend Zoe Zagay in her pup mask on a leash, which was a really cute like way to perform this look, I guess. I like the concept of this look, but I feel like, the black and white is getting a little bit tired for me because it's always black, white, and red. And I feel like I'm sort of seeing the same look over and over.
I agree.
But also, this just feels like a mini dress that she threw a big red fur coat onto, and it doesn't really speak to me in terms of the runway theme, like, of fur.
I agree. I think the black and white, like, we've branded the black and white, so you can kind of move away from the black and white, and we still won't forget it. Trixie on All Stars did, like, pink, 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 and then her finale dress was black. And everyone was like gagged by it.
Well, she didn't do pink every time.
But she did like something similar, like pink,
it was
orange,
always
60s kind of thing. And then she came out as a black, with a black gown and like a poodle wig. And everyone was like,
which that look is inspired by a holiday Barbie.
Yeah, it's just becoming kind of the same thing. And so even though I do think it's a good look, I think the way, like you said, it was performed really saved it a lot.
Right.
But it is, if you take away the fur, it is just a standard kind of comatose look.
Right.
And not that that's a bad thing, but it is just, you threw a fur jacket on something you already had.
Right.
It's a pun.
Yeah, it's going to be a pun for me as well.
It's a pun.
Our top cunt this week is going to be
Michaela Moon. I think it's glamorous. I think it's campy. I think it's well made. The outfit's well made. I think the props are well made. So the top two of the week are the two that I chose to go on dates with, and I have not been reached out by either of them for a date yet.
So they get some points deducted for that.
Yes. But Carmen LaShawn and Comatose were the top two, so congrats to them. I thought they were by far the best. For me, when I was sitting there like thinking about who would be in the top, I was thinking Carmen for sure, and then I was back and forth between Coma and Sappho for the top.
So the top two had to lip sync to
Kill
Bill by SZA, which was, so we're gonna, okay.
Well, let's think about it.
So this was,
let's think about it for a second.
I thought about it. It was really bad. It was not good. Okay, so I love both of these performers. I love SZA. SZA's the reason I have the drag name.
I've done this song.
My drag name is, I'm named after a SZA song. She has a song called Omega. And it was like what I heard this song when I first started doing drag.
Drew was taken, so.
The Weekend. I couldn't be The Weekend. Like, I feel like that was just.
Oh yeah, my first.
Broken Clocks just like didn't really have like enough bite for me. No,
my first drag name, Sweet November.
That was the first SZA song I ever heard.
Honestly,
that's kind of a cute name.
Yeah.
Sweet November.
I'm changing.
Anyways, so this lip sync. Oh my god.
I came undone. I came unclasped.
Unglued. This lip sync was not good.
No.
Neither of them knew the words. Which is so crazy to me because I hear this song all the time. I know almost every single word. It was, neither of them were like looking around, like not knowing the words, covering their mouth. They just committed
to not knowing the words.
Which is commendable, but
it was my least favorite lip sync of the season by far. Easily. I don't think it was like a great lip sync at all. They both were doing their best. I honestly, if I would have seen that lip sync, I would have said, Sappho and Tim, come out here.
Try again.
You guys are lip syncing
Part two.
Now. Because Timmer has walked out in like a yellow and black, like Kill Bill inspired bodysuit, and like I know that Timorous and Sappho would have killed his lip sync.
Right.
I could have done without this week.
So our winner this week was Comatose Y Tour, and so Coma decided to bitch slap Michaela Moon.
Finally, it's not Carmen.
Finally, it's not Carmen.
Yeah.
So Michaela Moon will have her points slashed for next week. So next week is the roast of Cardi Red Diamond. We will see you next week. And the runway theme is Sugar Rush.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Suck, fuck, suck, fuck, suck, fuck, suck, fuck.
All right, honey, we're done. You want to take pictures?
All right, honey.
Let's take pictures.
How do you shut it off?
Is this still recording? Girl.
Yes. I don't know how to turn it off.
Wait.
I'm just gonna wait because if I delete this footage, I'm gonna kill myself and die.
Why is it tied around you so many times?
I feel glam. I need to get a dress with this. It's cute.
See what happens when you leave this alone in a fucking room. Nothing.